Yo, what's up everybody? So I wanted to do a little video and I wanted to share my thoughts on this topic that I was having this thought I was having in my brain given the recent the recent events these past couple years of Diddy and Epstein, the Epstein files and the Epstein Island. And throughout these recent years we've managed to see just how powerful these two figures truly are, and just how crazy they are, indeed. And we've gotten the chance to sort of measure and look at and perhaps decide their power levels, their different abilities, evaluate their different skills, their influence. And I was wondering, I had this question in my mind: who would win in an anime standoff? An anime JoJo style battle? Diddy or Epstein? And this thought has been reoccurring in my head, and I've discussed it with a couple other people, on random servers and such, and even my own friend group. Who would win? Diddy or Epstein? Because if we should look at these two figures and compare their power levels. And I'm just gonna spoil it right off the bat, and I think that Epstein would win, because first of all, Diddy is powerful in the sense that he has influence over a company. He has influence in the he had influence in the hip hop industry, rap and all that. He had influence with like Bad Boy Records and all that stuff, with like Tupac and Biggie Smalls, and he low-key assassinated Tupac, but I can't prove it yet. And he also has this special anime ability, this special Diddy baby oil, right? This baby oil element. He has this elemental power, like fire, water, and ice, and earth, and stuff. He low-key has this power with baby oil. He has the special baby oil power, and I do feel like he has the power and the ability to shape this oil and to manipulate it like a water bender would. So he could do some pretty interesting attacks with that. He could form a wall and then throw it at Epstein. He could make baby oil rise and surround Epstein and try and drown him like a whirlpool type of action. He could do many things, but I think Epstein would still win, because Epstein had much bigger influence. Let's be real, let's be honest. He had a lot of influence over... He was really powerful. He had Donald Trump. He had probably Benjamin Netanyahu, but I can't prove it yet. He probably has the whole of Israel, I'm not gonna lie. He's probably Jewish, I don't know. And he not only was he friends with Donald Trump, he was friends with Bill Gates. He was friends with everyone else in Trump's circle, really, and all these billionaires and elites of the world. So Diddy had influence, but he had more influence with the common folk, if we refer to the common folk as those below the very top billionaire elite, government elites. He had influence with rappers and such, sub-elite organizations, not elite organizations, not government organizations, but Bad Boy Records, that's some hip-hop industry, type stuff. It's not as profound as the government itself, the American government, of course, and probably the Israeli government, right? But Epstein had influence, like the government directly. He had influence with all these billionaires. He was associated with all of these people, so I truly do think that Epstein would win. He's simply more powerful. His feats are more grand and impressive. Now, I wouldn't say grand, that's probably not a great word. His feats were great. Not great in the sense of being good, but great in the sense of being quite impressive indeed. And I do think that while Diddy has the power to bend baby oil like water, like a waterbender, Epstein has the ability of summoning, like a summoner class in Path of Exile or whatever other ARPG game that you play, or maybe have played, or at least know. A summoner class is when you're able to summon monsters or usually zombies or skeletons to fight for you. You're usually summoning the dead. But I do think that Epstein is powerful enough to summon the living, and that is to call and teleport all the elites and billionaires to him at his will. So I do think that he could use this power to overwhelm Diddy in battle. Because I don't think Epstein would fight fair one-on-one at all, of course. He'll use any tactic he can to gain victory. I mean, he literally touched kids, so let's be real. So yeah, I think the battle would be medium length. I mean, not too long, like 30 minutes or whatever, or not too short, like a minute or two, but I'd say it would take a good maybe 10 minutes of struggling, but Epstein would eventually use his summoning powers to summon Donald Trump and perhaps Netanyahu and all the other elites to his disposal and use them to perhaps do the maneuver, the bee maneuver. You know where the bees, when wasps attack a bee's nest, all the bees clump around the wasp and rub their bodies together to heat it up hot enough for the wasp to die from all the heat. So I feel like Epstein would low-key utilize the same maneuver with all his billionaires that he's summoning, and he would use them to clump around Diddy and rub together and heat up and then kill Diddy with all the heat. And yes, I think this is truly how the battle would play out. Now, honorable mention, Prophet Muhammad from Islam, because Prophet Muhammad low-key married a 6-year-old and did her when she was 9 years old. So let's say that Diddy and Epstein, they cross paths. Epstein wins after a scuffle, you know, a battle. Epstein pulls out the summoning card and the bees buzzing method, and he freaking stomps Diddy. And let's say that Prophet Muhammad descends down from heaven, or from Jannah, and now it's a new battle. The battle of the two greatest pedophiles ever, because Prophet Muhammad low-key diddled a kid, like he married like a 6-year-old and diddled her when she was 9. So I low-key think this is a good contender to pull up for a battle, because let's say that Epstein has his elite summoning powers, right, and he has the influence over the elites, right? The thing is, I still think that Prophet Muhammad would actually win this, because Prophet Muhammad has Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on his side, if we're being real. And I feel like Prophet Muhammad could low-key just call Allah to Thanos snap Epstein out of existence. And I think that is how it would go down. So Diddy would be defeated, and then Epstein would be jumping for joy, and then Prophet Muhammad would descend down from Jannah, and then absolutely clap Epstein with the power of Allah. And not only that, Prophet Muhammad also had a lot of influence. Like, you know, he literally spread a whole religion, and he literally invented a whole new religion and all that. Right? He preached Islam and all that, and there are still like a lot of Muslims today. It's like the second largest religion in the world. So he arguably holds more influence than Epstein does. So it's also not only because he has Allah on his side, but also simply because he just has a lot more influence as well that is still felt to this day. Yeah, I think I'm satisfied with my evaluation on these battles. And I think that's about it for this video. See you tomorrow perhaps, or next week for a new video. And I don't know what the next video is going to be, but we'll see.